or sentencing. So.
Yeah, I know, but that it doesn't become non-public until I grant it. I haven't granted it yet.
Okay.
This is People of the State of Michigan versus Damon Hemphill, docket number 20-757FH. This is the time set for sentencing. Mr. Hemphill, you were convicted of carrying a pistol in an automobile. That's a felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison. You have the right to be represented by an attorney. You are represented by Mr. Sartz. And Mr. Sartz, have you had a chance to go through the pre-sentence report with your client?
We have, Your Honor.
Do you have any additions, deletions, or corrections?
None, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections to the scoring of the guidelines?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Allen, did the people have any corrections to the report or objections to scoring?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, did the people wish to be heard?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sartz.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe the pre-sentence report does a pretty good job of explaining what's going on with Mr. Hemphill at this point. I think that he's grown a lot from this experience. I think he's learned a lot. I think in the future he will make smarter decisions about situations in his life that potentially could put him into some significant harm. I think the recommendations here are very fair and appropriate. I'm quite confident that Mr. Hemphill, if he's given the opportunity, will succeed on probation and complete an HYTA probation if the court so orders it. I'm very optimistic for him in terms of his future prospects. I think he's a young man with a bright future ahead of him, and I think he'll learn from his mistakes here. And I'm quite optimistic that he'll start making better decisions moving forward. And the structure of probation will certainly help him make positive steps in the right direction. So respectfully, I would just request that the court allow him to participate in a term of probation under the Holmes Youthful Training Act status, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, and Mr. Hemphill, I'll ask you if you have anything to say, but before I do that, I forgot to ask you, would you confirm that you're in agreement with doing this sentence without having you here actually physically in the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great, thank you. Now, is there anything you wanted to say?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I mean, you're going to have to do something for me here because I'm willing to give you most of what you're asking for here, except it says in this report that they couldn't even, you don't want to be supervised in Detroit. You stay there sometimes and you stay here in Lansing sometimes, but you wouldn't give an address in Lansing. So I can't put you on probation without, a stable, this is your address and this is where you're going to be supervised situation. So, you're going to have to be able to give a verifiable address in Lansing if that's where you wish to be supervised. Is that what you're wanting?
Yes, Your Honor. I could possibly, I know I could talk some things over with my grandpa and I could use his address and stay at his house and possibly, reside there when I'm in Lansing. Because, when I'm in Lansing, I'm either at my grandparents' house or I'm either with my daughter and her mother.
Okay. Well, I just want you to be able to pick an address, and that's the address where, because the agents do home calls sometimes, even now with, things the way they are. And they need to know, and that's part of the requirements of probation, is that this is where you're at. So I understand the situation with, Detroit and Lansing, I get it. But still, you're going to have to verify with your agent the address that you are supervised out of. So I have some concerns about the whole situation here. There's some things that seem a little off on the facts of this case, but I'm willing to take a chance on you, Mr. Hemphill, and give you a chance and place you on probation under the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act. I'll grant that. On probation for a period of 18 months, 2 days in jail with credit for 2 days served. You have to pay $130 to the Crime Victims Fund, $68 in state costs. I'm waiving oversight fees. Costs in the amount of $250 based on the State Court Administrative Office calculated average cost of a criminal case in Ingham County. That's actually a large reduction from that amount. Additional conditions of probation are no use or possession of alcoholic beverages or controlled substances, drug paraphernalia, or medical marijuana. Comply with both drug and alcohol testing as your agent directs. You must participate in an adult education or GED program as directed by your agent. You must not engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. No contact with anyone you know to have a felony record. You may not possess a weapon while you're on probation. You must contact your agent no later than the first business day following placement on probation. You must comply with all the written and verbal orders of the agent, allow the agent into your home at any time, submit to a search of your person or property without need of a warrant, report any changes to your agent within 24 hours, be in your approved residence between the hours of 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. unless you're first excused or given permission otherwise by your agent. Make genuine efforts to find and maintain employment a minimum of 30 hours per week. Mr. Hemphill, you have the right to file an application for leave to appeal your conviction and your sentence in this matter. You're entitled to an attorney at public expense to assist you in doing that. If you're making a request for one, you have to make it within 42 days of today's date. There's a form that you use to do that. We will mail it to you. And you just need to be aware, as you may have heard me say, one of the conditions of probation is contact your agent within 24 hours. So I want you to make a phone call to the Ingham County, for starters, the Ingham County Adult Probation. Mr. Sartz can give you the number if you're not sure of it, and let them know that you're checking in, you were just placed on probation. And they'll go through an order with you of probation and go through all the terms with you. Understood?
Understood, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Good luck then, and you are all set unless you have any other questions.
No further questions.